Yo, what's going on, guys? James slash Golden Goblin 290 here for another video. Now, today, it may seem by the title, nothing's happening to the Deathly Hallows series. It's still going. I'm not stopping it or anything, but I tried to record an episode. As you may have seen, I've uploaded a video. I've uploaded a video on it recently, and I stopped about halfway through the mission, and that annoyed me. So I said, okay, I think I said this in the video. I said something like, okay, right, I'm gonna film another video straight after on the same game, and then upload them at separate times. Now, I did that, but the video didn't save. Now, the webcam, that was fine. The everything else, that was fine, except for the capture card. See, capture card, it's not broken. Don't worry about that. But the capture card, if you don't know, it has certain amounts of storage on the USB flash drive that I use to save my my data onto that from the capture card. So, say for instance, if I recorded an Assassin's Creed Unity video, my capture card would take what my TV is, like the view from the TV, that goes into the capture card. The capture card kind of acts as like a port. See, I have my my TV plugged into it, and I have my Xbox plugged into it, and then everything from my Xbox kind of goes into there, and it goes through to the TV. And the same thing with everything else. So, say for instance, audio, that goes from the Xbox through the wire into the capture card, around inside the capture card, and out to the TV. Now, when it goes inside the capture card, it saves it to the capture card too. Not like a direct save, but it saves it in the capture card. It stores it there for a bit. Then, when I finish recording, it starts to port what's saved there over into the USB. Now, the USB, that is supposed to stay in there for a certain amount of time, depending on how long you've recorded for. Say, for instance, if you record for 15 minutes, you should leave it in there for about half an hour. Probably a bit earlier than that, but half an hour to be safe, about 31 minutes. That's why I leave it in for at least 31 minutes, because I performed a load of tests with the capture card to see what times I need to leave it in for. Like, I'd start probably about 30 minutes, and then if it's saved, I'd maybe go about 5 minutes less time. If it's saved, then 5 minutes again. If it didn't save, then work my way up the minutes. So say for instance, I start at 30, it saves. So I go down and try with 25 minutes, it saves. So I go down and try it with 20 minutes, it doesn't save. So I go to 21 minutes. So if that saves, there we go. If it doesn't save, then I go back up to 22 minutes. If it does save, then there we go. That's what I'll do. That's like the least amount of time. But if it doesn't, go up to 23. If 23 works and it's fine, then that's the least amount of time I can record for. Well, not record for, but leave it in for. Or if it doesn't, go up to 24. If it doesn't work, then 25. There we go. Because that worked before, so it would work. Just about 25, maybe just about over. So that's kind of how it works. Now, the bad thing is that the USB I'm using, I think it has a certain amount of storage. Well, everything has a certain amount of storage, but, it isn't big. It's like 1 gigabyte or something. No, probably not a gigabyte, but, it's not much storage. Now, this is a 1080p capture card, but it saves in kilobytes. Now, I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure kilobytes is like lower than megabytes, and I think it takes about 1,000. Yeah, I think 1,000 megabytes to make a gigabyte. So I don't know how this works, but I've probably only got like 2 megabytes worth of storage on it. But anyway, pretty much that amount of storage means I can only record for about 15 minutes, just under 15 minutes. Like if I record for 15 minutes on the dot, then it's gonna work, or it should work, but it is probably going to be really full. The USB is probably going to be really full. I might slow the computer down when I put it in and all that, because that's to load the files. But it can, like my videos that I record, they're about under 15 minutes. Like most of the time, they're over 13, but they're under 15. So most of the time, they're in between 13 and 14 or 14 and 15, but they never go over 15. Now, this video, I wanted to complete the mission because I didn't want to end it again and end up having to stay up into the depths of the night, because I ended up recording this. I ended up recording this video about 9:30, so it takes about an hour to do everything, to go and edit the video, because I edit the videos after I record them. So it takes about an hour to leave it in there for half an hour, then take it out, edit it, then let it save, then delete it, then put it in and record again. It took about an hour. So if I did that, then I would be up at like 11 recording another video. And I didn't want that because it would just be a bit and I'd probably start another mission, and if the same thing happened again, well, great. So pretty much what ended up happening was I was kind of stubborn. I was like, okay, I'm gonna finish the mission. I'm gonna finish the mission. But I think what really did it is at the end, which I'm gonna tell you at the end of the mission. I'll tell you about this later on. I'll tell you about what happened in the mission. But at the end of it, I ended up dying like 3 times, and then I figured out after, and I realized I wasted like a lot of time. So maybe if I didn't die that much, it would have saved. But whatever. So pretty much because of that and all that, and I ended up leaving it for about 7 minutes. 7 minutes. I ended up leaving the thing in recording for about 16 or 17 minutes, not 7 minutes of gameplay. So that amount of time, the USB couldn't save that. So it ended up deleting it because it couldn't save it. So if you can't save it, it'll delete it, but it won't just delete a tiny bit off the end of the clip. It'll delete the entire clip because it thinks that, well, why are you just going to want like half of it? You recorded it for a reason, probably to upload it to YouTube. So why would you only want half of it? So it deleted the entire thing. Well, it saved it on and all that. It saved it, but it wouldn't let me open it because it's technically deleted it, but it's still taking up the same amount of space until I permanently deleted it from the USB. So I ended up doing that after I realized that it didn't work, because I tried to put it in the editor and it just said something like, this file is corrupted, which it does say when you can't open it because it's deleted itself or something, because, like, you know, not enough space to do all of it. So anyway, here's what happened in the video. So if you've seen the last one, which I highly recommend because this one might contain spoilers, even though I'm literally just explaining it. In the last one, in last video anyway, we ended up starting the mission, you know, the one with Seamus where he blew up the bridge. We ended up starting that and we placed 3 of the charges. There were 6 charges, we placed 3 of them. So in this video, we went around, well, and I went around, and I placed the rest of the 3 charges. Now, in the last video, we came out of a big battle with Death Eaters and all that, and then that's where I ended the video. So from there, I carried on up the hill a bit. There was no battles, then it was just place to charge. Then I went on again, battle. So I did that, went along, place charge. Did the same thing again, battle, defeated them, go around, place charge. From there, even though I placed all 6 of the charges, it wasn't the end of the mission. Seamus had to get back to the other side from underneath. So what I ended up having to do is controlling Neville to defeat the Death Eaters from above, from on the bridge, while Seamus kind of went back because he's not the best person on his own if you're not controlling him. So after that, it got to the point of annoyance where Seamus went, oh no, I forgot to set them up so I could blow them up from a spell. So Neville had to go to the other side. I didn't have to control this bit, but he went over to the other side and blew it up with a spell or something. And then if you've seen the film, I'm not sure if it happens in the books, but if you've seen the film, this happens in the film too, where he runs back while the bridge is exploding while being chased by a Death Eater. So that happened. And that's where I had to start controlling him again. And this is where I died 3 times. Because I had to run, and I had to fire back at the Death Eater and dodge the Death Eater spells. But I didn't realise I was supposed to fire back the first, like, 3 times. So, eventually I realised, wait, I can fire back. So I fired back at him to, you know, hurt him, knock him back a bit. And then eventually I got to the end of it, you know, where the bridge, like, completely collapses and blows up and all that. The Death Eater goes down, and again, this happens in the film. Not sure about the books. But, you know, Neville, like, nearly makes it, but doesn't. But he grabs on and pulls himself up. So that happened, and then that was the end of the mission. But at this point, it was already, like, 16 minutes into the video. And then there was a cutscene before I could pause the game, where it was the start of the mission, which I didn't actually start, but it was a cutscene at the start of the mission, where it shows like a giant or something. I think McGonagall has to face a giant on like the other bridge, you know, the stone one or something. So, we got that to look forward to in the next episode, but that's what happened in the, deleted episode. So, anyway, if you like this video, and subscribe if you're new around here, but please stay active, no point in being an inactive subscriber. That's it from me, so peace out.